Well, it's Wellness Wednesdays. You guys know it's my favorite day of the week and my favorite time of the day. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. I'm your host, Dr. Marsie Lynn Ross, founder of EdLyn Essentials, where healthy is the new beautiful. I have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful guest with me today. I'm so excited about this topic. We've been talking about so many challenges that women have trying to be the Mad Hatter, as I call us. We wear so many hats. And often self-care is not the hat that we put on first. So our guest, Dr. Daemon Jones, a naturopathic physician, is here today to talk to us about sleep and why it's so, so important. So welcome, 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 welcome. So excited to have you here. Yay, yes. So before I get started, I always like to do just a little bit of housekeeping. We're very low maintenance around here, Dr. Day. Only thing I ask from our tribe and our crew is that we're engaged, right? This is our platform for us to just share information, for us to, this is a judge-free zone, just to help women live our very best life. So we engage. We always say, listen, learn, leave a comment, and then share this information because it's so critical. Tuki's here. Everybody's checking in. Tuki says amen to that, right? Mad Hatters. Coach Melody is here talking about self-care is so essential. And Tuki, again, is so here. We're here saying happy Wednesday. We love this day. So again, guys, just listen, learn, leave a comment, and then make sure you share this information. And welcome, Dr. Day, to Wellness Wednesdays.
Thank you.
So tell us a bit about yourself. We know that you are actually just outside of Washington, D.C. You do a great job of specializing in the reversal and prevention of diseases like diabetes, hormone imbalances, metabolism issues, and our favorite, weight loss challenges. And your office is just, you said outside of D.C. or in D.C.?
In D.C., yep. Right outside of Silver Spring.
All right, we love it. And so a naturopathic physician, you use both conventional medicine to diagnose and monitor your patients, but tell us what a naturopathic physician does. That's different from a MD. You're an ND.
Yes, I'm an ND. So basically when people are looking for a holistic doctor, oftentimes they're looking for people that understand the chronic illnesses, how to use blood work, how to do procedures, and how do you take all that, but use tools that are going to be non-invasive and healthy for our bodies, like lifestyle. And so a naturopathic doctor is really, when people are looking for a holistic doctor, someone who understands all of the conventional medicine, but also uses tools like diet and exercise and drug herb interactions by using herbs instead of drugs first, or nutrition or physical medicine. Like, how do you use those things? Aromatherapy, hydrotherapy, homeopathy, right? These are all tools that we pull out of our toolkits first before going directly to pharmaceuticals or surgery when we're working with patients. And so that's the biggest difference, I think, is that we look for those lifestyle issues and spend time with our patients, teaching them about those ways that actually improve the life of their patient, of all of our lives, really.
I love it. And one of the biggest thing I know, what's a treat for me, is that we're actually going to do a 2-part series with you, which is great because there's just not enough time to talk about all the things that we need to really help us live our best life, right? So tonight we're focusing on sleep. And I know for many of us out there, hey, Katrina, hey, Tammy, we struggle with that, right? We struggle with having good sleep hygiene. We struggle with quality of sleep. And the thing is, we don't really know or recognize that it impairs us, right? It really does. So talk to us about, why sleep is important, right? We think we know, but we really don't know. And just share with us how critical it is to get good sleep, especially if we want to be as amazing as we all want to be during the day.
Right. Exactly. So, the thing is, who doesn't like a good night's sleep? Everybody does. Everybody knows that they feel better when they have a good night's sleep. But what people don't really think about is that sleep is the time where we actually rest and repair ourselves. We restore ourselves. We restore our cells. One of the things that people find fascinating and shocking is that there have been studies that show that people that don't get enough sleep, right, for as little time as 1 week, it increases their insulin resistance. And that's the first stage of prediabetes and diabetes. That is how critical sleep is. People don't think that. They're like, oh, I can run off of 4 hours of sleep. Actually, no, you can't. You're actually damaging your cells, and you're increasing the likelihood that you're going to have some type of cholesterol issue, heart issue, diabetes issue, cancer, because our body is restoring and repairing in that sleep time. If you don't give yourself time to sleep, like, your body can't function. Your brain can't function, right? So now you're tired, you're groggy, you're grouchy. I mean, not you. I mean, other people, right?
Yes, me.
Right? So that's what happens when we don't get sleep. 64% of Americans have reported that they have difficulty sleeping multiple times a night from the National Sleep Foundation. That's a large number of people. That's a lot of people.
Right. So one of the things I want to talk about is how sleep can prevent us from losing weight. Can we talk about that? How does sleep really help with, like, our metabolism and like you said, the repairing, and how does it, it's so many ways that it impacts us, but really, like, in terms of, we're always trying to lose that extra 10 pounds, or we're trying to live our healthy life, and we're doing everything we can during the day. We're eating our meals, we're drinking our water, and then we mess up because we're not letting our body repair at night.
Yeah. So one of the things that's so interesting is that, when our body doesn't get enough sleep, there are hormones that circulate, and the circulating hormones like leptin and ghrelin, those actually focus on our satiation. Like, do we feel full when we're eating something, or are we hungry, right? That's what those hormones do. And they increase when we don't get enough sleep. So now all of a sudden we don't feel satiated, right? And we're hungry. That is a bad combination during the day, right? So now we're eating more than they think we should, because our hormones have kind of gotten out of whack, and we don't understand what's going on. But that's what's going on. People don't understand the power of hormones. Hormones are they're chemical messengers that send a signal from one part of our body to another part of our body, and then they tell it something. And so it's not just our female hormones. We have over 600 hormones in our whole body, right? We got to pay attention.
I'm getting a lot of wows. Oh, wow. Wow. Yes.
It's big.
Yeah.
So another thing I just kind of want to say about this kind of whole piece of trying to put in perspective how important sleep is that to our hormones, I wrote an article on my website that talks about exercise or sleep, because again, people are like, I'm going to exercise my kazootie off, right? And I'm going to get well, and I'm going to lose weight, and I'm going to do all this stuff. But the truth of the matter is, sleep is more. Oh, no, not the spoiler alert. Go read the article. Just kidding. You know what I'm going to say. Sleep is more important than exercise. And again, people don't think that way, right? It's really important. We have to sleep, and we have to balance our hormones, because when we don't, lots of bad things happen, not just weight loss. You and I talked about this. We have these things called circadian rhythms, right? These are the sleep and wake cycles in our body. And that circadian rhythms look at cortisol, which is our stress hormone. Should wake us up in the morning. We should wake up in the morning refreshed, ready, excited for the day. And that
without an alarm. If we do it right, we should wake up without an alarm.
Without an alarm. We should wake up. And that's because our cortisol, our stress hormones, are highest first thing in the morning. And then during the day, they actually go down, 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 down until they're at their lowest point, which is around 10:30 at night. And then our cortisol levels should be really low. When our cortisol levels are low, another hormone called melatonin is high. And melatonin is what helps us to get good, solid, restful sleep. When we are stressed out, we're running around, we don't stop moving till 11 o'clock at night, we can't get to sleep, that's because cortisol and melatonin can't exist in the same space. We need cortisol to be low in order for melatonin to be high, for us to get good, solid, restful sleep. It's another example of how hormones play with our ability to sleep well or not sleep well.
So what are some of the other negative implications? We know that I talked about for me, like, okay, if you're trying to be on a healthy lifestyle and you're really trying to lose weight or be at your best weight, then sleep can impact that, right? But what are some of the other things, some of the other negative impacts you can have of not getting enough sleep?
So when you don't get enough sleep, you can wake up and you can be groggy. I did a talk on sleep last week, and one of the ladies, was honest. She's like, I was really tired and I was driving and I was groggy. People can get in accidents, right? So we need to make sure that we're sleeping so that we can be alert and we can be focused. People tend to be irritable when they don't get enough sleep, right? And then that impacts your relationships, right? If you're walking around and you're irritable, you bite somebody's head off, they didn't do anything to you, right? Or you yell at your kids or your significant other and then you feel bad about it. Now you're feeling guilty, right? You're not being your best self when you have kind of made these kind of snap judgments and made snap comments that make you feel bad about the relationship, about harming the relationship, right? So cognitively, when we don't get enough sleep, we actually can't, we don't read as well. We don't problem solve as well, right? So if you're on your job and you're a problem solver and you got to get things done, when you don't get enough sleep, you can't come up with the solutions to the problems like in a way that you need to. So there are mental issues, and then there are physical issues. Like when you don't get enough sleep, you can have issues and problems with more inflammation, more joint pain. You can have when you don't get enough sleep, then you tend to eat more. You don't want to exercise, right? Because you feel tired and you'd rather just sit on the couch, right? Or you look for other stress management things like drinking an extra glass of wine or another cocktail or whatever that is because you're feeling tired, already. So there are lots of different things that can impact us in a negative way when we don't get enough sleep.
And one of the other things we talked about is really even intimacy, too tired for intimacy. So, not getting enough sleep, not only it affects your productivity. It's like, oh, I want to be a powerhouse. Well, you need to first get some good shut eye, and I think that people don't really realize that. They don't connect the dots of saying, wow, I'm sure my temper is short at work. Don't have patience with the kids. I'm not having quality relationships with my internal circle, but I'm also not producing at work. And I'm wondering why people are moving forward, moving ahead of me. And it's really because you're not all there. Right. And I think that it's so critical. So what are some of the things we can do to help us get good quality sleep? Give us some tips on how we can improve our sleep quality and sleep hygiene.
Yeah. So one of the best things, the best things you can do is sleep hygiene. Do the same thing every night, right? Like we train our children to do the same thing every night to calm themselves, to lower their cortisol so they can get sleep. But we don't do the same thing. We still need to do the same thing. Power down your computer about an hour before you go to sleep because the light from the computer and goes into the cones and rods of your eyes and tells you it's daytime, not nighttime, and causes you to not produce melatonin. So one of the biggest things you can do is the electronic equipment needs to power down about an hour before so you can start calming yourself and calming your body, right? So that's...
Show of hands real quick. Anybody out there guilty of that? Sleeping with your phone next to your head or sleeping with it on the nightstand? you don't typically put your phone or your electronics even in the other room, like powering down, I think might give many people heart palpitations.
And also, yeah, like don't be looking at the Instagram in the bed before you go to sleep, like that kind of stuff. You need to actually set it aside. Do calming activities. I have a really quick story that's so funny. I had a young lady who had difficulty sleeping, and I was like, well, what do you do? She's like, well, I do yoga before I go to bed, but it doesn't work. And I was like, really? Well, are you doing relaxing poses? And she said, yeah. She goes, I do relaxing poses and I fall asleep. And I'm like, that's what we want. She's like, but then, I wake up and I get up and take my clothes off and get in the shower and, then I get in the bed. And I was like, so you want to do the relaxing activities before you go to sleep. So get in the shower, change your clothes, put your pajamas on, then do your meditation and your yoga so that when you fall asleep, you're already in the bed, right? So when you think about sleep hygiene, think about doing it in the correct order so that you're relaxing, and then you can actually fall off to sleep.
Okay.
Oh, we talked about the dark room, right? Yeah. Again, I talked about the electronics, but sleep in a dark room. Think about this. When you go on vacation or you're in a hotel, do you tend to sleep better? It's because they have blackout lights. Like there's no light, so the melatonin can flow. So make sure that you have dark room. That'll help you to sleep better. That's another quick tip for sleep hygiene.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what's another good tip?
So I know some people might be mad at me, but quality of sleep is really important. When people drink alcohol, particularly women, this is another article I have on my website, healthydays.com. It actually makes us wake up. We become less rested and we wake up more times during the night. So even though we think we're drinking the alcohol to calm us down, really, when it gets into our body at night, it causes us to sleep very poorly and wake up multiple times through the night. So think of other relaxing things. Take a bath.
We're like, hello, is this mic on? That's great.
I know, it's real. I mean, alcohol, I don't say never have it ever, but if you're using it as a calming mechanism every night to go to sleep, then you need to think of other calming mechanisms to help you get quality sleep. So when you wake up in the morning, you're well rested instead of being tired. That's the point I want to make.
That's great. We love Lisa. Tammy says, this is great. Tuki says she's guilty of, I think, leaving, not powering down the electronics. And then Tammy even commented and said, if sleep is the answer to her love handles, she's passing out right after this broadcast.
There you go. Do it. Absolutely.
I love it. So Dr. Day, we're going to wrap up now until you're going to be back here in 2 weeks to really talk about some other tips in terms of helping us live a healthy lifestyle that have to do with reducing our stress and how meditation can help with that. So we would love to know, how do we get in contact with you? I did put your website up there, www.healthydays.com. So tell us how you spell that and how we get to you.
Yeah, so thank you so much for having me. First of all, I really love this. Time went by so quickly. So my name is Dr. Day. It's DAE. And so my website is Healthy Days, and it's spelled DAES, healthydays.com. And if you want to go on Facebook, I have a Facebook page that is spelled the same way. Dr. Day is on Instagram and Twitter. And that's how you can reach me. And if you have more questions, we're going to be talking again in a couple of weeks. And so I'm so excited to join your tribe.
Yes,
we're happy for inviting me to come and be part of it.
And as we say that 2018 is all about a collaboration in health and wholeness, right? We really want to be whole. And that means like touching on every part of our life, not just, I'm trying to be skinny. Yes. It's like, I'm going to eat better. Like, what else? We're talking about relationships. We're talking about everything that impacts a woman's life. So we certainly thank you for being here. Everybody, thank you guys for joining. We love you. Remember, share. listen, learn, leave a comment, and then be sure to share this broadcast because these tips are too good to keep to yourself. We love you. We'll see you next Wednesday.
Thank you.
Great week, everybody. Thanks for joining.